Welcome to the PowerMax program demonstration. This DVD presentation is intended to provide you with a quick overview so that you can see the power of PowerMax software and how it serves you, your business, and your customers. You will quickly learn how to use the software and immediately make it work for you. The program is intuitive. It anticipates the next step in the customer contact, job estimate, invoice cycle, making it easy for you to use. After loading the PowerMax installation CD, a PowerMax icon is created on the desktop. Mouse clicking the icon opens the program to the main customer information screen. Now watch and listen as the ease of use and many features are explained. Upon learning these simple steps, you will be using the program right away. This is the customer information screen, the main screen where everything starts. Each field is named for the information it receives. On the lower left is the quick menu system that provides instant information at the click of a mouse. Finding a customer is easy using this drop-down box. This screen is used to add customers to your database or to locate current customers. If it is a new customer, then all the information is added once and stored permanently. For this demonstration, we'll look up a current customer, moving the pointer to the Find Customer drop-down box. Click on the down arrow to scan the customers, and upon finding a customer, a mouse click retrieves the information to the screen. Clicking the History button easily accesses the job history for the customer. Using the left and right arrows at the bottom of the screen, scans the individual job detail. Right arrow scans forward and left scans previous jobs. This history file stores all the jobs for the chosen customer. Reprinting an estimate or an invoice is easy by clicking on this print button. Clicking Close returns to the main customer information screen. Over to the right, we have a quick notepad feature. This is used for quick notes. Suppose a customer calls and a transaction was started. Then they had to prematurely interrupt the phone call with the intention of calling back later. This quick notepad can be used to store conversation notes or other pertinent information, so they will be at your fingertips when they call back to complete the transaction. Below this is the question mark. Clicking this retrieves help information that explains the functioning of the screen it is superimposed on. Clicking these buttons displays help information for any heading selected. We'll choose multiple job types. This shows us how to set up multiple job types. For instance, SealCoating, paving. In the winter, if you do snow plowing, that could be set up as a job type. You could have multiple job types set up in this system. Next one we'll look at is custom messages for the estimates and invoices. This shows you how to set up your custom messages that appear on your estimates and invoices. Next one we'll look at is the location of these custom messages. This shows you the location of where they print on the invoice. The slogan that you set up will get printed here. Custom messages for individual jobs here. Text associated with job types here. Some permanent text down here that you want to reprint on every invoice, like your terms, etc. So that's the help screen there, and those items are actually set up here in the maintenance menu by clicking Settings. And if you want to set up your invoice messages, are set up here. There's each message that you set up. Clicking the arrow on the bottom of the screen displays the different messages. The payment types. These are the payment types in here. If you want to add a new one, you just type it in right there. It's as simple as that to add one. Job types. These are the job types that we have. You want to add a new one, just go and just type it in, fill in your descriptions, your invoice estimate memo, your terms, and then save it. Customer information and messages. This is memo box. This is your slogan that you would set up. You can choose the different cards that you take here, credit card images, your various memo boxes here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate how to quickly schedule a job and get it immediately into the workflow. So we're going to take the scenario that a customer phones. We ask him his name. We use the Find Customer. We bring the customer's information up on the screen. Now all we need to do to schedule the job and get it into the workflow is click New Job right here. And in effect, that's all we actually need to do. And we can choose the job type now. It automatically puts in the schedule date. Here's comments that we can put in. We can put directions in. We can choose an invoice message. We can check some things off here if we want. But that's all the basic information that we need right now to schedule the job. So all we need to do is click Save on the bottom. Yes, save it. And now that's a scheduled job. So suppose 3 minutes later someone else calls. Find the customer. Bring them up on the screen. Click New Job. Fill out some information here. Choose what job type it is. You notice when I choose asphalt paving, the descriptions change. Change it back to SealCoat, they change. All those descriptions are set up for you. Customized, the way you like them. Enter invoice message here. We choose an invoice message that's going to print on the invoice. This time we'll go a couple steps further. We have defined directions here. So when we click on that, that brings us up to an internet search service like MapQuest. We'll just highlight it, copy it, bring it back to PowerMax again, click in that field, and do a Control-V to paste the directions there. Here we have job comments. If the customer gives you job comments of how he wants the job done, etc., once again, we can just copy or type these comments right in here. So these say customer requests job done on weekend as he will be away from Friday to Monday. Give particular attention to the oil spots, clean, prep, and seal. Customer willing to spend extra if necessary for spot repair. This would actually go on the workman's worksheet. So this is not going to appear for the customer to see. So, you can add additional information here if you want, to give directions to your work crew. I'll point out this little box here is called Problem Follow-Up Box. If you have a call from a customer requesting a problem or wants a follow-up, then you can just put a check there and that will put it in a special category and we'll show how you can view that. Over here we have quick estimate. What you can do here is put in the square footage and then put in your rate. And then we'll click quick estimate. Click that, puts our job total. If it was a taxable state, then it would put in the sales tax and the job total. We'll change this to SealCoat since that's a SealCoat right there. If you're a taxable state, it would automatically put in the tax. Payment type, choose a payment type, cash, check. And if you're going to leave a sign on the job, you can just type in the sign. So we're going to click Save again. And now that customer is saved into the workflow. Now, let's take a look at this quick estimate menu. This menu displays work accumulated during the day. So we can get a call from a customer, bring him on the screen, click New Job. He's automatically scheduled. And then after he's scheduled, we can come over here, Quick Update menu, click here, click Quick Estimate View. And all these jobs that we're putting in during the day are going to appear on this screen right here for us. So this is a quick way, at any point in the day, you can view what jobs have been scheduled for estimating. What we call this is estimates awaiting action. These are a list of estimate jobs ready to be done. The estimating person can be provided with an estimate list along with estimate copies to bring to the job. This is a screen display. In addition to this, you can print out a list that you can give to your estimator that he can use to go through the jobs. And also you can print them off estimate worksheets to take along with them. Now these jobs are added when the new job button is pressed at the initial screen. So every time you bring a customer up and you click New Job, he gets added to this file here, and then you can quickly view or display him here. Now this is a great display screen to be used in a lot of different scenarios. One is the work crew calls because the weather has turned bad and they're going to be heading back to the shop. You can quickly view this screen and provide them with a bunch of estimates to be done as they make their way back to the shop. Now, if they're remotely located or if they're available, have their computer hooked up to some internet service, you can actually send this file to them and they could print it out or view it on their own computer. So we'll click Return here to return back to the menu. And then we'll take a look at our next category here. This is completed estimates awaiting approval. So we'll minimize the screen so it fits on the camera real good. Now we'll make it a little bit bigger in places. Okay, this is a screen list of estimates pending approval. Now these estimates here were completed and the customer was notified that they were completed and the amount was given to the customer, and in effect you're waiting for the customer to contact you so that you can put a schedule date in here. So suppose this Mr. Jackson has just called back and says, okay, I want to schedule. You can just double click the schedule date and insert a schedule date in there. Now if you want to just change that to a different date, when you click it, it'll put today's date in there. If you want to change it to another date, you would just highlight it and overtype it and just change the date to whatever you want it to be. Now another good asset of the screen is the fact that you can just bring this up and right in front of you, you have a list of customers that have been estimated but haven't received approval yet. So you can use this as a contact list. Contact the customers, and if they approve on the phone, you just bring it right up here, just double click on schedule date, and now they're scheduled. And then these customers moved over to pending jobs category now. So we'll just click return, and they would move over here to pending jobs. But before we look at that, we have one other category here, approved and not scheduled. Now this is a list of customers where the estimate's been done and they actually approved the estimate. But maybe due to inclement weather, or maybe they were going on vacation, they didn't want to schedule at this point in time. So you have a list here of actual approved estimates and you're just looking for a schedule date. So this works nice after you have like a week of bad weather where you want to see, okay, the sun's coming out, let's get some jobs rolling. You can just set up schedule dates for these jobs that have already been approved. And once you set up the schedule date, everything moves into the next category here, which is our work schedule display. Now this is a schedule of jobs that is the active jobs list. Upon completion, they are checked off, which automatically inputs the completed date. Then the amount received is input by double-clicking the amount received field or entering an amount. So right here, this job, the crew comes back at the end of the day and they say, okay, well, we finished this job, so I'm going to click here, puts in the finished job completed date right below it. They say, okay, we finished this job, job completed date. Now all we need to do is go over here. The job amount was $375. Over here it says amount received. We'll double click on that category. It puts the $375 in, and then to the right of it shows a balance due of 0. We'll do the one below now. Double click on the amount received field. Puts the job amount in there. Double click again. Puts your balance due in there. So if the balance due is 0, the job is filed as paid in full. If there's a remaining balance, it is carried as an open invoice. Open invoices are stored as receivables. They can be listed on receivable reports, and invoices can be reprinted on demand for follow-up payment at any time. Also, we have a little label routine that you can print labels for these invoices so that you can send them out. So we're going to return to the menu. Click at the problems callback screen again. This is when the checkbox was checked at that second work screen. They appear on here. And then we have the sign pickup list. So this is a list of signs if you leave signs on the job. So we'll return back. So before we proceed any further, let's just review this a little bit, how easy it is to set up a job. The customer calls, we locate them. If it's a previous customer, if it's a new customer, we just type in the information. We just fill out the screen. We choose the contact type here, how he heard about us, to track that advertising. And then we just go over here and we click in the center, new job. There you are. Now this is the job detail screen. You know, if it's, if you don't have that much information right now, they just want to schedule somebody out there, you can just choose the job type and then put in a custom invoice message now or later, whenever you want. If you needed to find directions, you can click that find directions. Locate them, go out to the internet, locate them real quick. Paste them in here in your directions box. And that's all you actually really need to do. Click customer information to save it. Yes, there you are. That customer is now saved, and he's going to show up in the quick update menu. We do a quick estimate view. And that customer is now on the list. Do return. Okay, now another customer calls, wants to schedule an estimate. Find them or type them in. Click new job. Click what type of job it is. Customer information screen. Save it. Yes. Now that customer is scheduled for a new job. That quick. Quick update menu. There. He's now on the list there. Let me minimize that screen for you. There you are. He's on that list. Now this list not only displays, obviously this list can be printed out so that they can use this to go find the jobs. So we'll click return. Now we'll take a quick look at the estimate invoices. We're going to preview them by date range. So use this little button on the bottom to scroll through them. You can print a two-part estimate or a two-part invoice if you wish. or you can work it into the normal flow of the way things do now. If you have pre-printed invoices or something that you prefer to use. But this gives you the option to print out two parts. One would be a worksheet for the guys going to the job, because this would give them the comments on here telling them what to do on the job. And if they were to collect the money on the job, this would tell them how much money to collect. And if that's the case, then you would have a two-parter. You would send them out with both parts, and part two would be the finished invoice that you would leave with the customer. So that's how easy that works. These invoices are always available for reprint. Now here we have Open Estimates Report. This would be the report I was telling you about that you could easily print out, give you all the estimate lists that they need to go and do. Once again, what I chose was Preview. That shows you on the screen. We could also print it. And then we'll have a quick look at the schedule. This is actually the work schedule. Once again, display it on the screen or print it out. Now as we move on here, we'll take a look at our accounts menu real quick. We can preview all the outstanding invoices. Customer balance due if they owe us money. Sales tax report. If yours is a sales tax state, that'll tell you how much was collected. Payments received. This will show your income over a period of time. Okay, as we move along here, we have our Reports Labels menu. This will put reports or labels by all these categories. We have a lead report, completed job list, phone list report. You can have a phone list printed out of all the completed jobs. If you want to do some follow-up, problems callback list can be printed out. Here's your problems callback form. You can print these out, send them with your workers when they do the callback to make notes, and then notes can be stored in a history file so you have them permanently on file. Reference list, flagged. That's your hand-picked references here. Customer calls for references. You can just view this list, give them the references they need. Now take a look at labels. All customers you can print labels for if you want to send out Christmas cards. This is really powerful. Date range by job type. You can do a preview here. SealCoat. And this will give us all the SealCoat jobs between that span of time that was selected. For instance, if you wanted to print out labels for all the SealCoat jobs you did 2 years ago between January and June, you would say, give me all the labels for 2 years ago in that period of time. It would print labels for that span of time so that you could send out postcards or reminders to come that it's time to get their work done again. On that reference, if you checked here, that would set it whatever customer was on the screen as a hand-picked reference, and that would show on your hand-picked reference list. Okay, now we have maintenance. This is the settings menu. We've been through this. This is where you set up all your payment types, job types, custom messages, company information, etc. And also in maintenance here we have the database search. This is powerful. You can search your entire database by any of these criteria on the left. Schedule date, last name, address, city, state. Let's do last name. Do job by job type. So we'll just do a preview. There you are, that quick. All those customers on the screen. Now what you see on the screen could be at the press of a button, be all printed out in labels for you. So you can choose by any of these criteria and do a label run for estimates, for invoices, and also do it, by job type. And there's the print right there, print routine right there. So in summation right here, let me show you once again how quick it is to set up a job, because this is actually the most important thing that you do during the course of the day. Customer calls, and you choose the customer or type them in. You click New Job, and actually all you need to do is choose the job type right there. That's all you actually need to do. I mean, you put in directions or get the directions from the customer, put in the information that he wants you to do, and then you can choose an invoice message. But all you actually needed to do was just click this screen and then click Save. Yes. And then he's going to appear right over here immediately on your quick estimate view. It's that quick and easy. So we return one more time. Customer calls. We find him, or we type his information on the screen. Click New Job. And then actually choose job type so we know what kind of estimate we're doing. And then save it. Yes. There you are. He's now scheduled for the job. So at the end of the day, end of a period of time, you just print out this quick estimate list here, and you have your list here of all the estimates that need to be done. And once they're done, they work their way down the list. They're pending approval, if they're approved. Approved, not scheduled yet. And then you work your way right down to the jobs in progress list. Makes things very easy for you. Okay, one final thing. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look here at what we call the estimators here. This is an Excel spreadsheet. For those of you who have experience with Excel, what you do is you put in your variables here, and then you can just choose the condition of the job, and then what you do is you just get that information. You can save that information for the customer if you want. Or you come right back here, put it in there, click Job Total. It'll automatically backfill all those fields. If it was taxable, it would have filled that in. So now we'll return back to our customer information screen. This is where everything starts, and this is where we're going to finish for today. So at this point in time, we want to thank you for your time for viewing this DVD. It is our intent to provide you with another tool to make your business more efficient, profitable, and easier to manage. We remain committed to providing the best product to you available. If you have any questions, please phone us at 215-343-6979. Thank you very much.